come on, bro. You know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets.
There have been recent reports about a wiretap recording involving Atlanta rapper Lil Baby, also known as Dominique Jones, in which he is allegedly heard discussing putting money on people's heads. This has quickly sparked comparisons to Lil Durk's M for Hire case, a situation where similar accusations were made. In a court hearing, gang investigator Marissa played a wiretap recording where it is suggested that Lil Baby was involved in financially supporting acts of harm against others. The hearing took a dramatic turn when Marissa was asked to explain the term tickets, which she said referred to putting a price on someone's head, essentially ordering harm against them. When asked to elaborate further, Marissa confirmed that they believed Lil Baby had put tickets on multiple people, suggesting that he may have been behind efforts to have them harmed. The weight of this claim is significant, as it implies that Lil Baby, a well-known figure in the hip-hop community, could be involved in criminal activities related to ordering harm on individuals. This news quickly made its way to the public and caught the attention of many, including Young Thug, another rapper from Atlanta who has been closely connected to Lil Baby. Young Thug, upon hearing about the wiretap recording and the accusations made by Marissa, responded with anger. He publicly defended Lil Baby and lashed out at Marissa, calling her the biggest liar in the DA's office. Young Thug didn't stop there. He even went as far as sharing a picture of Marissa and accusing her of spreading false information. His strong response indicated that he strongly disagreed with the claims being made and believed that the wiretap evidence was not reliable or accurate. For Young Thug, defending Lil Baby was not just a matter of loyalty, but also about calling out what he saw as a flawed and potentially damaging narrative being pushed by law enforcement. The reaction from Young Thug raises questions about the validity of the wiretap recording and the implications it may have for Lil Baby's future. If the accusations are true, this would represent a significant legal challenge for the rapper. However, it is also possible that these claims are being exaggerated or misrepresented, especially considering the tension between the DA's office and members of the rap community. This case has the potential to fuel further public scrutiny of both Lil Baby and Young Thug, especially as their legal battles continue to unfold. At the same time, it also highlights the ongoing conflict between law enforcement and certain figures in the hip-hop industry, where the line between street influence and public persona can sometimes become blurred. The accusations against Lil Baby, if proven to be true, could have serious consequences not just for his career, but also for the image of the rap community as a whole. For now, it remains unclear how this case will play out, but it is sure to have a lasting impact on those involved. Now, things have become even more serious because Lil Baby's name has been written in an official RICO document. The head of Georgia's gang unit said that they're getting ready for a possible RICO case against Lil Baby's group for PF. The police also said they have more evidence, like text messages and Instagram messages, where Lil Baby was talking about putting money on his enemies. This case is still going on, and since it is now in the news, it looks like there is more to come.
Police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered.
Atlanta rappers need to be very careful right now because another big name is in trouble. First, it was Young Thug, and now Lil Baby is also facing serious problems. News reports say that Lil Baby has been taken to county jail for questioning about the deaths of Jackie Davis and Lamont Freeman. Many people are asking why Lil Baby decided to close his record label for PF right after the crime happened. The timing made people suspicious. When he was asked about it, his answer made things even more interesting. Lil Baby explained that he shut down 4PF because he did not want people to think it was a street group. He also wanted to stay away from any RICO case that might come his way. He spoke about it openly and said, "I had to understand that I could be held responsible for what other people do. At first, I did not know that, and I never would have done things that way if I knew. Now that I understand, I would be foolish to keep doing the same thing. They're trying to turn nothing into something. If I can do something to change that, I will. It is not just about the police. It is about everything. I never should have let my label become something that people connect with the streets." These words reflect a significant shift in his mindset, one that reveals his growing awareness of the consequences of his actions and the actions of those around him. Initially, he admits that he didn't fully grasp the responsibility that came with the choices he made and the people he surrounded himself with. Like many in the industry, he did not fully realize how closely his name, his brand, and his label were becoming linked with the streets and illegal activities. He now acknowledges that he could be held accountable for the actions of others, something that is difficult for many to accept, especially when they are not the ones directly involved in the crime or wrongdoing. He goes on to say that, had he known the impact his actions would have, he never would have allowed things to get to this point. He understands that his choices have consequences, not just for him, but for everyone who is connected to his brand, including his fans and his label. He recognizes that the image and identity he created for himself were, in many ways, being twisted into something much bigger and more dangerous than he ever intended. His awareness of how the media and the public perceive his actions has become clear. What might have started as a personal or business decision has turned into something that people are using to turn a simple story into a much larger issue. At this point, he says he would be foolish to keep repeating the same mistakes. He is now fully aware of the responsibility he has and how important it is to set a better example for his audience and those who look up to him. It is not just about avoiding the law or getting in trouble with the police. It's about understanding the broader impact of his actions. He acknowledges that his label should never have been associated with the streets in the way it has. This was a crucial lesson, one that has led him to reassess his decisions moving forward. He knows that if he can take action to change things for the better, he will, and he recognizes that this shift in his thinking is an essential part of growing as a person, business owner, and public figure. Now that 4PF is officially closed and the Atlanta DA has announced a 4PF RICO trial, everything is making more sense. It also explains why the police have been trying to connect Lil Durk to these two murders. The police seem to be building a case and looking for the easiest way to arrest people. The Atlanta Police Department made their message very clear and said, "This team will work very hard to hold you responsible," when they talked about the two victims.
Aspect to this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang.
In May, Lil Baby was recording a music video outside a taco shop in a place where his enemies usually hang out. During the video shoot, 3 people got hurt. But the real problem started when a woman, who later appeared on the news, told everyone that Lil Baby was there. She went on Facebook and started talking excitedly. She said Lil Baby was at the taco shop with his crew, recording a video. She was laughing and telling people to come over, saying, "We are just hanging out. Lil Baby is here shooting a video. You all better pull up because you already know how we do it. This taco shop is the best." She even pointed him out and said, "There he is. You all see him? He came to get some tacos, baby." Before this, the enemies did not even know Lil Baby was there. But after her video spread, they found out. Very soon, they pulled up with guns, making everyone run away. The scariest part is that instead of blaming how everything happened, the police are putting the blame on Lil Baby. And there's a much bigger reason why they are going after him. It all started with a tweet that said, "The Atlanta DA was not successful in getting Young Thug. Watch. She will now go after Lil Baby and use him as an example for the rest of the rappers who are giving gangs fame, money, and things for street crimes." This tweet made people ask many questions, especially after the feds linked Lil Baby to a crime. It also helped answer something many people in the rap industry were wondering about. Why did Lil Baby close 4PF? Right after Lil Baby released his Wham album, people started saying that the album was rushed because a legal case was coming his way. When he shut down 4PF, many people felt it was a sign that something big was happening. The feds had already warned people more than a year ago that Lil Baby was being investigated for crimes in Atlanta. A few months ago, a prosecutor said, "Recently, we have had 2 big cases for racketeering. There will be more. In the next 50 days, you will see at least 2 more." Then, everything became more clear when DJ Academic said that the Atlanta DA, Fani Willis, was setting a trap for Atlanta rappers. Just 1 week later, The news came out that Lil Baby was arrested on a Monday night for carrying a hidden gun without a permit. He was taken to the Clark County Detention Center, and his bail was set at $5,000. A video from the arrest showed Lil Baby upset, calling out to security. He said, "I pay 200 bands a year. I swear to God. You all do not even make that much." He was asking them to check his ID and let him go, but in the end, he had no choice but to go with them. But the most shocking thing is that just 8 months ago, DJ Academics showed proof on his livestream that 4PF was on the same RICO document as YSL. That means Lil Baby's name was already connected to the same kind of case that got Young Thug locked up, and now everything is coming together in a way that is very serious.
Two of them. Like, I've heard the two of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I...
Now, in the present day, with the YSL case finally over, DJ Academics has been able to share everything. Lil Baby's recent arrest is starting to look less like a small issue and more like a warning that a big RICO case might be coming for him soon. Academics said, "I am going to tell you something. You can believe me or not. It is up to you. I do not care either way." He explained that when Fonnie Willis first started going after YSL, she had a long list of people she wanted to take down. She went after Young Thug. She got YFN Lucci. She took down YSL. She took down YFN. And at some point, she was going to go after 4PF too. That was one of the reasons why some people started changing their names and moving differently. But from what Academics heard, the feds stepped in and told them, "It is okay. We got it." That meant they let local prosecutors know that they would handle it. That is why they did not push too hard to go after Lil Durk, especially after King Von passed away. They dropped that case, but the feds did not forget about him. They're just waiting for the right time. When you put all the pieces together, it makes sense why Lil Baby has been moving the way he has. He has not just been watched by local police. The feds have been keeping an eye on him for a long time. And if what Academics is saying is true, something much bigger might be coming very soon. You might be wondering how all of this started. Well, it actually began 2 weeks into the YSL RICO trial when Ghana, one of their close friends, decided to testify and get out of the case early. During his testimony, Ghana admitted that he knew about crimes committed by members or associates of YSL. He also confirmed that he was with Young Thug when police stopped a car they were in, and in that car, the police found items that did not belong to him. Just 2 weeks after Ghana got out of jail, something strange happened with Lil Baby. He got arrested for having illegal window tint. The video of the stop was released online, and it looked a little unusual. In the video, Lil Baby talks to the officer and says, "Man, you know why I pulled you over? These windows are too dark. You cannot see anything." Lil Baby responds, "I am a celebrity, man. Nobody can see me. Give me my rights." The officer says, "I do not know what celebrity you are. It does not matter. You need to take this ticket." Lil Baby then asks if the officer could just let him go, and in the end, the officer gives him a ticket and lets him leave. But here's the thing, lawyers online said that when an officer gives a ticket like this on the street, it only takes about 5 minutes to put it into the federal system. Once Lil Baby's name was added to that system, things started to look a lot more serious. After Lil Baby's ticket got entered into the system, it seemed like his name was flagged. Not long after, he was pulled over again by another officer, this time on the exact same street. He was arrested and taken to county jail. Things got even more intense when Lil Baby had to fly his lawyer out on a private jet to try to get him bailed out that night. It all felt like he was being targeted, especially after everything that had happened with his former best friend. This feeling of being targeted made even more sense when Young Thug was released from jail. Thug wasted no time going after Ghana, tweeting, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats." The word wham referred to Lil Baby, who had been very vocal about his anger towards Ghana for snitching out of the YSL trial. Lil Baby replied to Thug's tweet, saying, "We should." The next day, Thug took to Twitter again and also posted an Instagram video. His tweet read, "Ghana, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you." This caught Ghana's attention, as well as his brother's. Ghana's brother replied, "Trust and believe. The feeling is mutual. Later that night, Thug linked up with T.I. and posted an Instagram story. In the video, Thug made it clear that he was home and that he did things the right way, taking another shot at Ghana in the process. It was a sneak diss, and the tension between them continued to build.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people?
Bet. Bet.
There is a major issue with the way Young Thug has been sneak dissing Ghana. This situation has sparked a lot of attention, especially with DJ Academics pointing out how the feds always seem to be one step ahead of everyone. According to Academics, the feds knew exactly what was going to happen long before it did, and that is one of the reasons why they decided to offer Thug a plea deal to get him out of prison. On the surface, Thug's release may seem like a victory, but Academics has explained that the conditions for his release are actually part of a bigger, more complex plan set up by the feds. In fact, it seems like the feds are setting Thug up for failure, and they have designed everything to eventually send him back to prison for a lengthy sentence, potentially 20 years. One of the key aspects of this plan, as Academics highlights, is how the feds knew that Thug's release would eventually lead to a growing conflict between him and Ghana. It was almost as if the feds had predicted the drama that would unfold between the two. The feds were fully aware that Lil Baby, another prominent figure in the hip-hop community, would take Thug's side in this ongoing beef with Ghana. It seems that the feds understood the dynamics of the situation perfectly, knowing that Lil Baby's involvement in this feud would help set up the downfall of both Thug and Lil Baby at the same time. This strategic move is what makes the entire situation so concerning. The feds did not just target Thug on his own. They planned to go after both him and Lil Baby simultaneously. They saw this as an opportunity to weaken two of the most influential figures in the rap game, and by doing so, they would gain an even greater advantage. Academics made it clear that even though some people believe Thug managed to beat the case, that is far from the truth. According to him, beating the case means walking away with no conditions attached, essentially getting a clean slate. However, Thug's release did not come with that kind of freedom. Instead, it came with a series of stipulations that will heavily limit his freedom moving forward. The conditions attached to Thug's release are designed to monitor his every move for the next 15 years. He is now on probation, and part of the deal is that he cannot live in Atlanta, cannot communicate with any of his co-defendants or crew members, and cannot make any music or public statements that could be seen as promoting illegal activity. These restrictions are extremely broad and difficult to navigate, making it almost impossible for Thug to fully get back to his career in the way he did before. If he even talks about his lifestyle in a song or posts about it on social media, it could lead to him violating the terms of his release. Academics pointed out that even something as simple as rapping about having fun at a club or mentioning the wrong things in his music could land him back in prison. In light of all these factors, Academics emphasizes that while Thug's release may seem like a win on the surface, it is actually a huge setup. The feds have built a system around him that is almost designed for him to fail, and in the end, they are setting him up to return to prison, possibly for a much longer time. This strategic move by the feds highlights how carefully they planned everything and how their control over the situation has set the stage for what might happen next. For fans, it is important to be aware of the reality of this situation, as it is much more complicated than just a simple case of Thug being freed. There are deeper, long-term implications at play, and these conditions are likely to have serious consequences for both Young Thug and Lil Baby moving forward. Academics went on to explain that Thug is now on probation for 15 years, with a lot of restrictions. He cannot be in Atlanta, he cannot talk to co-defendants or members of his crew, and he cannot rap or promote anything that might be seen as illegal. Academics said that even talking about having fun in the club or hanging out at the park could break the rules. If Thug violates any of these terms, he could go back to prison. Academics said, "We are happy that Thug is out, but we have to be careful about how all of this plays out." If you watch the trial, you could see how much pain Thug was in. He gained a lot of weight, and it took a big toll on him. Now that he is out, we need to be aware of how this could turn out in the future.